Hello, I'm Cothrix, and today I'm going to talk about Alan Wake's American Nightmare. American Nightmare is a surprisingly adequate game. After my review of the original Alan Wake, several people pointed out that I should really finish the game before talking about it. While I do agree with them, I don't think playing it more would change my overall opinion of it being a generally boring game. So I got started with American Nightmare with the goal of finishing it, and I'm glad I did. Overall, I feel like it's a huge improvement. All I really want out of a game is to be able to play it, which is why I was so put off by the 20 minutes or so of cutscenes at the start of the original Alan Wake. But American Nightmare doesn't fall into the same pit. Within a few minutes, I'm able to control a character and start playing. At the same time, the cutscenes and narration that were given were enough to explain to me what was going on. Most of the dialogue between characters was also optional, letting me leave and play the game if I wanted, or stay around longer to listen to more exposition. Because I wasn't held captive by the cutscenes, I ended up wanting to hear the characters talk. Not only did I get to play right away, but I was almost immediately greeted with a big open area to explore. And this is one of the biggest improvements of the game. All the areas in the game were reasonably sized, explorable, and filled with hidden items. These items were mostly special ammunition and manuscript pages, but among them were a few special weapons. I really like the addition of these special weapons, even though they did make the game fairly easy. Basically, in order to unlock the crate that holds one, you need to collect a certain number of manuscript pages hidden around the area. It gives the player an optional goal that feels meaningful. And the best part of these special weapons is that you keep them when you go to the next area. At no point does the game take your items from you. You're free to mix primary and secondary weapons to your liking to find the best match for your playstyle. I also saw a wider variety of enemies than in the original, and the weapons you decide to carry with you make some enemies easier to kill. All in all, I was very satisfied with the level of choice and freedom presented to me. However, the game does carry over some things I didn't like from the original, the most noticeable being that ammunition is everywhere. At no point in time will you run out of ammo, and boxes that completely refill your stock are around every corner. It's hard to be unnerved by monsters when you're armed to the teeth with military-grade weapons and limitless ammunition. This, combined with the narrator's cheesy inflection, really broke any eerie atmosphere the game otherwise had. In fact, any time I started to feel tense, the immersion was broken just from the narrator talking. The focus on action over immersion became most apparent during a sequence toward the end of the game, when rock music started playing while a horde of enemies poured out for you to gun down. I also had a hard time taking the game's antagonist very seriously. I know that I probably need to have played all the way through the original game to know exactly who he is, but I got a pretty good idea just from manuscripts and watching videos of him. Throughout the game, videos of the antagonist are scattered around for you to watch. And while I feel like the developers were going for an eccentric but threatening vibe with him, I couldn't help but feel that these videos were just silly.
And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep, and the things that live in it are bad, big bastards.
Overall, the game is very short. I completed it in about 4 hours, but probably about an hour of that time was just spent looking for manuscripts. There is an arcade mode where you defeat waves of enemies using weapons unlocked with manuscripts, but I didn't play it much. Even with its short story mode, I do think the game is worth the $10 Steam price, especially for people who are fans of the original. The improvements on the gameplay kept me interested until the end. I've heard that Alan Wake 2 is in development, and if it's anything like American Nightmare, I'll probably be buying it as well. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I'm Cothrix, and thanks for watching.